continue to watch the cleanup from now Tropical Depression Isaac in the southeastern United States. Today's flashback is about a hurricane that struck in our own area. 58 years ago today, August 31st, 1954, it was Hurricane Carol. The first two voices you'll hear belong to Channel 10 newsman Jim Metcalf and Channel 10 news photographer George Clark. They covered the storm that day.
Throughout the state, trees were felled, buildings damaged, and washouts were common. Almost 3,800 homes were destroyed, and thousands more bore scars of Hurricane Carol. Electric power failed at 9:10 a.m. and was unavailable in most sections for several days. 95% of the state's telephones were dead. The Hillsgrove weather station reported sustained winds of 90 miles an hour just before 12 noon. The downtown area of Providence was flooded when the water reached 13 feet above mean high water level.
So we jumped in the rowboat and we were rowing all over the city of Providence. It was really a strange world then. And the cars were all tipped over. Some of them were, had floated around a bit and got tipped over and destroyed that way, waterlogged.
The horrible damage left by the hurricane in Providence led city officials to come up with a bold plan to protect the city in the future.
The idea of a hurricane barrier had been in the minds of men for many years, but it swung into high gear with the coming of Carol.
Those plans became a reality a few years later. It was in July of 1961 ground was broken for the Fox Point Hurricane Barrier, which of course is still in place and still in operation today.
That's amazing footage.
It is. That last on-camera news announcer was the late Ted Metcalf. Photographer George Clark is also now deceased. News announcer Jim Metcalf today is living in southeastern Massachusetts. And all three of those men were part of the great first generation of WJAR TV broadcasters, part of the team that put the TV station on the air in July of 1949 as Rhode Island's first television station. A great bunch of guys, and I'm privileged to have joined the team at kind of the tail end of the second generation of broadcasters and got to work with a lot of those people.
And maybe Jim is watching this morning.
Maybe he is.